life every day. We wake up programmed to get that paper, go slaving. What's the play, bruh? Oh, you trying to buy a house? And what you say, sis? Oh, you trying to screw him now? Yeah, y'all talking about. You don't even know, just tune into that television. Let them lie to us, now we living out they vision. Man, it's twisted, not to mention niggas screaming they be woken every way. Hand out, waiting for a semi for the play. But who am I to say how the game is played? Conscious conversate, that's what we having today. Maybe we can elevate and find some better ways. The choice is yours, cause either way, I'ma say.
So, this is my disclaimer. All this shit is alleged. These are my factual opinion. I don't believe anything I'm saying. So, you can go argue with yourself in the comments. Peace. This is the Elephant in the Room Factual Opinion Podcast. I'm Carlo, aka Lou Morningstar, and I'm here with
DanniV with Dining with DanniV.
and of course,
It's your girl London Taj, and I'm back with Lou on the Elephant in the Room. Check me out on Classic Conversations sometimes.
all the time.
All the time.
But we are live right now at Southern Culture Fish and Grit.
You know it's real uptown.
That's the Athens, Georgia. Y'all know how to find shit. You know, the internet is a motherfucker. But the topic today was supposed to be women in business. And we're gonna keep it right there. Because we got, as you see, two lovely women right here with businesses. And if you look around, it's a lot of women, and you know, just recently in Atlanta, there's some women in positions, powerful positions. Even the vice president, I think, right?
Right, yes.
But you know, I just read, it was the New York Times online. And, they ain't prostitutes no more.
They ain't. And them some women in business, ain't it? And they ain't gotta worry about getting prosecuted for their business. Amen.
You see how things are working out with our new president in charge.
Wow. The Biden effects in full
I'm
effect.
saying, things are changing,
The
man.
Biden effect in full effect.
Things are changing right in front of our eyes. And you know, statistics show that women are the go to school the most and graduate the most. So why would they not be the one qualified for all these positions, even those positions?
True.
You know, just say, but yeah,
Even those positions.
especially those positions.
What are those positions?
Hey man, the internet, man, you can look up anything.
Anything.
Your kids can see the shit.
Now that right there is deep. You know, especially since we talked about the fact that, you know, they're not prosecuting the prostitutes. But, you know, there are women that make careers on Instagram and stuff. They do kind of similar things.
Definitely.
Right?
We have the OnlyFans.
Yeah, we got the OnlyFans.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. OnlyFans going ham right now.
Fact.
But you brought up something like the children are able to go on the internet now. So I'm always wondering, how do the women that choose to go into business that way, how do they manage and handle that aspect? You know, because that to me, that's like that's a thin line to be kind of skating. I understand money. You know, you're trying to get to the money, and business is about money. So forget the family, forget the feelings, I guess.
Not at all.
It probably ain't a lot of women who into that ain't got such high moral issues when it comes to their children knowing what they about, because they see them. They know. He come on Thursday. He come on Tuesday.
That's
I'm
real.
just saying,
That's real.
those
That's real.
are a lot of those women are those
And
women.
that's a big elephant in the room. That's a big elephant in
You
the
know,
room.
the most professional woman who can't even do stuff on her social media platforms because of her job
Yeah.
ain't, you know, you might not find them so quick on them.
Yeah, that's true.
I would, you know, that's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be careful with that, especially with kids, because that ushers in, it opens doors for other shit.
Right.
Because they already trying to add letters on to the alphabet soup they got going on, right?
They
Correct.
already trying to add letters on.
And children missing, they find the children and shit, right?
Yeah.
So, people, you know, everybody's cool, post your kids and shit on the internet, but you don't know who watching what you doing from that side because we don't control none of that.
Exactly.
Big
We
facts.
giving up information so freely for, you know, the little attention or whatever we get out of selling whatever we selling on the platform. But we got to give up that information so they know. They know what the kids at. I bet you that they got it. They find every goddamn by them,
And that's deep.
but they don't want to talk about that.
They don't ever want
TikTok.
to talk about it.
You know, they got the one of them got the facial recognition, Instagram, you know, all that shit is tied into CGI. And your kids get missing. How? When you with your kids, folk kids get missing. How is that possible? Where they getting them kids from?
Where are they getting
Right.
the kids from?
How nobody don't see no kids?
Get into
And then you got the abortion, not abortion, but what's the one when you don't kill them but you get rid of them?
Adoption?
Adoption, yeah. You got adoption,
You don't
and
kill
you
them,
don't
but you
actually know where them kids go.
That's true.
So
Tell you.
they, yeah. Then after you do,
Right. You don't follow up. Most of them
You
don't
don't.
follow up.
you know, them stories be on TV about folk going to find their real parents and shit. I'm not so sure about that. Cause even say those kids get sold or something, they probably breed them to have more kids to do whatever they doing. So they finding people, but where they come from?
That's a
Exactly. Where are they coming from?
Like a lot of shit happened during the whole changeover of power in the White House, cause that looked like a farce. But
a farce.
while we were paying attention to that soap opera, they were finding kids and shit. And I'm sure they been finding kids, but I think they do that so they can say we said it while y'all weren't paying attention to some shit. Cause that should be some of the biggest shit news, period.
It definitely
If
should
y'all
be.
find, where the fuck them damn kids came from? So,
And if you found them kids, then imagine how many haven't been found yet. And where are they at right now?
And why haven't they been found?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It's a lot of unknowns. It's a lot of. That's crazy.
When nobody's really paying attention.
Nobody's really paying attention and nobody's
No,
talking about it or
no,
putting that
we
much
haven't.
energy in it.
We have too much fun doing challenges and shit.
Right.
Challenges.
Getting distracted.
Like,
Distraction.
if I give a fuck about no kids,
Really?
I got them.
As long as they got theirs, basically.
Man, you know.
That's all that matters.
It's fucked up, but
Golly. Now that's cold. That's the world we living in, I guess.
yeah. But you know, we just got to find a way to find some balance because unity, it seems like it's so far fetched. When actually, you know, look at us right now. But this is basically what it looks like when we do this. We here at the fish spot. We got a cameraman, and you know we working with each other. And the closer we get, the more we can build and have our own play. And if the children get missing, we know where they at.
Right.
You know.
That's true. That's true. And I think it's really important to just push the issue of getting more women in business and comfortable with stepping out and stepping away from the clock in routine and all of that type stuff so that you can collaborate with men in business and unify. Because, you know, if we're too scared to step out into business, then that's going to cause there to be a block in the unity between men and women in our culture.
See, that's what I was getting to earlier about most of the women going graduating and getting these jobs. We really looked at them for, you know, to get in. You know what I'm saying? Because they right there. They the gatekeepers of a lot of shit. And if there's a certain narrative set in place for you to have to come ask for something, and your woman is the gatekeeper, that's divide and conquer right there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we gotta be careful of who we think is our people getting in those places and cheering them on and shit.
And you right about that. Absolutely right about it.
If we not controlling the narrative, no, we ain't controlling the narrative, but we all understand what it is and what we trying to do, then, you know, we gonna wiggle. But if everybody out for self, then I'm with the whole plan. You know, we gotta understand what we dealing with.
Yeah, you're right about that. Controlling the narrative. I'm happy you said something about that because I really do think that we need to understand the importance of taking control of our own narrative instead of wanting to step out and always let someone else control it for us.
Right, looking for someone else to help.
It's going to take unifying and coming together and putting out our narrative in our way because only we would know how to do that. We are us. No one else should be putting our narratives out for us. Period.
Definitely.
Because the things that we want to put in place and control are tied to the thing we need to get away from. You know, like getting into business. Is that our business?
Is that our business? Major key alert.
So the higher
Major
you move up, the
key
deeper
alert.
you get into that game. And the farther away you get away from this game. And it makes people not want to go and be independent and open up stuff and do things because you like, my people ain't with me. They for self, you know.
Yeah.
So it
Yep.
get discouraging, but we know what we got to do. But that's a conversation in the mirror, you know. How you gonna move? Because it might not necessarily look like we together when we together. Because we ain't got to be seen together to be together.
That's right. That's why you definitely have to have your own vision, stick to it, and get it accomplished.
Yeah, like I'm sure from the outside looking in, our network they can't see that. Just looking at the screen,
Definitely.
but that's deep rooted, and people watching from all of our networks, not even knowing they connected, because we got to let them know we eating over here, y'all hunting over there. Come through, just come through here. We'll direct you in the right spot. You know, it ain't got to be competition all the time.
It ain't got to be
And that's what
competition all the time.
That's what that business is about. But since, you know, we playing that game, blood got to be shed for the power to shift. So if we ain't willing to do that, we at least got to be willing to hold each other down and wiggle through it together.
Hold each other down and wiggle through it together. What is it that
We gotta be able to identify who we are. Cause some of us look alike that ain't us.
There we go. There we go. Like my mama said, it's the difference between niggas and black folks. And that's just what it is. It's a difference between them. And you know, everybody that kind of look like you because of color purposes, they ain't necessarily with you or on your wave, on your frequency.
And our crab in the bucket mentality that we got it's just a social construct because we all fighting to get up under that thing we trying to get to.
To the top.
What is the thing?
Do we a whole bunch of shit we don't necessarily need?
We think
The social construct says big house, cars, and whoop de whoop de whoop. When do we need that? Why does somebody have $1 billion? What can you possibly do with that? And there's folks out here that need shit. What you doing with $1 billion? You know, do we really need that though? But we all trying to get there. Are we? Is that what we trying to do? Cause that's just, they get subjective to the person. But if that ain't what we trying to do, cause I think peace is priority,
Peace is
Definitely.
priority.
and that's chaos.
That's chaos.
So if we dealing with that, then we got to find some balance. Cause I'm gonna get my peace one way or the other, whether you understand how I do it or not. Because until you deal with you trying to find your peace, we ain't gonna never be we no way. Ego shit, human shit, social shit, bullshit. You know what I
Definitely
mean?
ego.
That ego something else, ain't it?
I mean, but this is the realm we live in. This thing we call life.
This is the
That's
realm
how
of
this.
the ego.
That's how you operate within this. If you don't want to operate, you got to go the other way and get quiet and silent. This is the realm of chaos. Shit goes down here. The other way is peace. And if you ain't ready to pick side, then boy, you better find some balance. Or I can't tell nobody what to do. But we shouldn't have to.
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have to.
You know.
Not at all.
And with that being said, man, I'm sure you ladies got something y'all want to promote since we supposed to be talking about women in business, which we still are. So we're gonna talk about what you got going on.
Okay, well, I also have a food channel. You can find me on Instagram at Dining with Danny with 2 N's, V. I also have a professional bartending business. I've been a bartender for 6 years. The name of my business is Sneaky Sips. You can find it on Instagram at SNEAKKYSIPS. My drinks are the best. They're vibrant. You know, you see them, you drink it up, but you may want to slow down because it will sneak up on you.
Oh, sounds like I need that in my life.
Definitely.
ASAP.
Definitely. And you can find me personal on Instagram, DanniVuitton, DanniVuitton.
And your girl London Taj is still rolling out, still elevating, and still going up with that Classic Conversations. Find us on Facebook, Classic Conversations. Find us on IG, classic.conversations. You know, we're going to keep you up to date with all things independent, whether it's any black-owned businesses, any entrepreneurs such as like artists, producers, DJs. We're going to keep you guys afloat. We're bringing interviews to you all. We're doing reactions to music. We're doing reactions to art. We got a lot of new content getting ready to roll out. So follow us, Classic Conversations, on Facebook, classic.conversations on IG, and also you can find me, your favorite classic media personality, London Taj, on IG.
With all that being said, y'all know where to find me. Peace.
Hit 'em with the shango, ain't finna tango. Niggas in the flesh, you got me confused with ADOS. Dawn is the light, God shine like Mako, cause the universe say so, not the laws of the Anglo. Gold horns on my halo, demigods on my payroll. Black tea, no dashiki, and my jury come from Cairo. Holy fire blazing, wine tasting the libations. Lower vibrations, feeling the God through my game. Cosmic cocaine, crystallization, supply patience. COD, I got an issue with my patience. GOD, my first eye is dilating from psychedelic shrooms like boom, the sky painted. Created and I fade to black like I faded. Time really don't exist, it's always time, ain't it? So maybe all this new shit we doing is really ancient. Through a reality, God created Christ and Satan.
Why I need a problem with you? I keep a problem with me. I ain't really caught up on sides. Just let me ride my city. See.